Greeting, I'm Vincent. Thanks for joining me on the section. We were talking on the TrendMicro InterScan web security, or in short we call it IWSS. I would like to start the sections on the background and overview first. Okay, the section is all about secure web gateway market solutions. In short, actually, this is a solution is targeted to protect against the web serving PC from infection and enforce the company policy. Usually, is to filter out unwanted software malware from user-initiated web internet traffic and enforce the company and regulatory policy compliant. Let's say for company, we don't want to have a staff to using the company time, right? To serve for the personal staff, shopping, and so on, right? Just imagine every employee spend about 1 hour a day on this kind of the personal serving. 1 week for 5 hours, 1 month for 20 hours, then you just multiply by 1 year, and then thousands of employees. You can see about those kind of the time individual in the productivity manner. It is how much you can use it for, right? We continue for security here. So this gateway must, of course, nowadays we're talking about as some standard. It must include URL, or we call it web filtering, malicious code detections and filtering. It will also provide the application control for popular web-based application. For instance, such as some instant messaging and Skype, if you don't allow your employee to do so. Native or integrated data leak prevention, or we call DLP, is also nowadays will be offered together or is part of the bundle. So in a quick summary, we talk about secure web gateway. We usually talk about real-time filtering, the comprehensive reporting, and the bandwidth. We probably know how many users use those things. At the moment, then of course social media control is more and more company interest to deploy this for this kind of thing here, right? For instance, they say you do allow for some social media site access, right? So you can use this to enforce the company policy for that. InterScan web security, IWSS in the high level overview. It is the web gateway security for the secure gateway solution market. In terms of the protection point, of course, we're talking about internet gateway because it protects the browser sessions, right? Tweak and the data protection, why it protect cloud-based applications, Web 2.0 application, advanced persistent tweak, or nowadays, or in short, APT, zero-day exploit, malware, data loss, wireless and warm, boot, and the command and control CNC command, and then the spyware and keylogger. At the same time, malicious mobile boot, rootkit, and the phishing attack, right? And then in terms of the content tweak, integrate with, you can integrate it with your LDAP, or your Active Directory, or your SMMP. In terms of a very high level and quick value demonstration, I will concentrate on 3 key points here. Actually, did a lot. So first, in the superior protection, due to the architecture or just what I'm showing, you will notice that this is a multi-layer, multi-point protection solutions that working as one. So he will provide you superior protection and control. And then, of course, due to the reason it deployed on the gateway, at the same time with the multi-point protection, it will provide you the complete visibility and control, right? From the security principle, if you do not have knowing what you want to protect for, you cannot be controlled, right? So reduce the complexity and cost. From most of the people nowadays, you can deploy this is the standalone solution, but you also can adopt it as part of the bundle from the TrendMicro suite. So with this type of IWSS, it will be simplified, or we are calling unify your control on the secure web gateway to make sure that they have a less data leak preventions or the cost for the unwanted employee serving for the non-business related content. We call it for productivity gain, in another way to reducing the cost, right, and improve the productivity. In a very quick high level talk about the key features, I will highlight about 7. There are more, but I think we concentrate on the 7. Overwhelming gateway, anti-wireless, and anti-spyware. As we know, TrendMicro is a company start in doing anti-wireless and the anti-spyware. And until now, you can still get a very clear image what TrendMicro is stand for, right? This is their strength, okay? Advanced threat detections and prevention, or something nowadays we call it ADP, right? And it is already being built. And then the manipulations with the correlate threat data, so that it will make it more easier for you to manage. Especially, you no need to be micromanage. You can be blocked by categories such as shopping category website, social media category website to block from there. Instead of you create your list one by one. So powerful and flexible URL and active filtering, application visibility and control. I just mentioned, right? So you can block all those unwanted application or cloud application for the user to be connected from there. And real-time reporting and centralized management. You can get the real-time conservate on all your user data to know how the web traffic is doing, and for the bandwidth visibility control. Data loss preventions add-on module for those intend to deploy for the end-to-end data loss prevention for the multi-control. This is one part. This is for email and the endpoint and so on, right? So you can add in this add-on module. Like I just mentioned about the high level, and now we concentrate on the each of the point in more specific manner. Overwhelming gateway anti-wireless, okay, we will scanning the inbound and outbound traffic for malware. Prevent malware from entering your network, stop virus and spyware download, bullet, malware combat attack and tunneling, and then close the HTTPS SSL security loophole by recruiting and inspecting encrypted content, right? This is one of the key features from the IWSS deployment. There is one trick detections in addition to zero-day exploit scanning and detection from the APT and wallet. The optional module, we call it Deep Discover Advisor. It will apply the additional threat intelligence by using the Sandbox technology that to execute analysis to inspect the suspicious file offline, right? In this way, I think those kind of files in the customer refined Sandbox environment and monitoring for risk behavior. So use the adaptive security update to block new command and control server found during the analysis and identify the attack using the continuous update detection, intelligence and correlation rule from smart protection network, intelligent and dedicated threat research, right? So this is another key feature for the IWSS. Web reputation with correlated threat data, just the point also I mentioned, right? TrendMicro Smart Protection Network, web reputation technology, it will block access to website with malicious activity. Your complaint may not be the first to access all those websites. They might have someone before you, so that they already marked, right? So protect against the new threat and suspicious activity in real time, identify and block botnet and target attack, command and control communications using global threat intelligence. Powerful and flexible URL and active code filtering. Now we talk in more detail. So we talk about the leverage real-time URL categorization and reputation to identify inappropriate or malicious sites. Offer 6 different policy actions for web access control, include monitor, allow, warn, support for the object level blocking with the dynamic web page, such as Web 2.0, Mashup, stop drive-by download and block access to spyware and phishing website application, visibility and control. Right? They have more than over 1,000 internet protocol and application, include the instant messaging, peer-to-peer, social networking application, and streaming media. Right? Those, for most of the modern organizations, they're concerned on to proper those. Right? So allow the user to access the cloud-based application while enforcing your policy to mitigate the risk and conserve resources, because let's say anyone is using company resources doing business activity, so the network of bandwidth team will have an issue to preserve those kind of bandwidth for the business critical applications, right? So enable the policy creation to control all web activity and user online time. Real-time reporting and centralized management. Of course, we talk about the centralized login, report configuration management, and policy synchronized across the multiple internet scan web security server, regardless of their geography location, to a single console. Administrators can more effectively monitor, manage, and secure their organization internet usage, right? So this is for the multi-site, multi-geography deployment, right? But still the centralized manage. So monitor internet activity as it happens for unprecedented visibility, change reporting to a proactive decision-making tool, enable on-the-spot elimination, because you know what is going on, so you can make some change and policy to do something regarding that, right? Centralize the configuration and reporting of multiple instances of the software virtual appliance for those customers choose to deploy the IWSS in the virtual appliance. Support creation of a custom report. At the same time, for support the anonymous logging and the reporting to protect end user privacy. Offload the reporting and logging from individual server from higher through lower latency in historical reporting. We continue on the previous slide on the data loss prevention and on module monitoring. Okay, do you extend your existing security to support for the compliance and prevent the data loss? So single click deployment of ERP capability into the InterScan web security virtual appliance give you visibility and control of data in motions, right? So it will allow you to track and document sensitive data flow to your network point, identify risky business process and include the corporate data usage policy, detect and react to improper data use based on the keyword, regular expression or found attribute. Reduce the administration to the center management with the TrendMicro Control Manager CM along with the other endpoint and email ERP modules such as, for example, BD, InterScan, messaging security, right? IMSS. To simplify the deployment with an add-on module require no additional hardware and software, right? So, and then of course it's the handed over out of the box DLP template to satisfy most of the compliant regulation to ensure that personally identifiable information and sensitive data files are protected as per required by all those kind of the compliant regulations. Thank you for joining for the sections. If you still have more information you want to find out, please surf our website www.e-espincorp.com. Right? At the same time, if you have a requirement for the secure web gateway deployment concern or your existing use case or your user group requirement, you want someone to be talked with and discuss about, feel free to contact us. We should be